What is up, everyone? In this video, I'm going to show you how you can contribute to open source code on GitHub or whatever, GitLab or whatever these things are called these days. But before we continue, if you like the videos I'm providing to you, please consider subscribing, give me a thumbs up, leave some questions in the comments, and of course, join basically the most amazing Golang community in the world. Link in the description, join the Discord server. All right, without any further ado, let's continue. So basically, how can you contribute to open source code? It's very important because, believe it or not, if you have a good track record of contributing to open source code, different projects, you can utilize these in your job interviews, right? It's like I was a CTO for a long time in companies and in my own company, and it's something I don't care about the resume. I already told that on my streams, but something that's important is I'm always going to ask for the GitHub profile. I'm going to check your contributions and see if you can understand code bases and how to contribute to them, right? So basically, we have here Hollywood, and Hollywood, let me zoom in. Oh, it's already zoomed in. Look at that. So we have Hollywood here, and Hollywood is an actor model framework in Golang. It's very fast. It's made by me. And like I said, I was basically building the GG Poker engine in Hollywood, rebuilding it actually. And there was a little issue, right? And what's the issue? We're gonna look it up. Issues here. And what we see is spawning a child does not have the parent prefix in their PID, right? So let's click. I have a very scuffed explanation, to be honest. So the thing is, we have a parent process ID, which is going to be address server, which is going to be, for example, your address could be the local address, or it could be a remote, for example, the local host or something. And the server is basically the identifier of your process. So these two combined it's going to be the PID, right? So we have this server process, and we spawn a child of server. We want to spawn child foo. We basically get this as PID back, but that's not the behavior I want. If you spawn a child foo from the server, we need to have this PID address server foo. That's what I want, right? So hey. But let's fix it, right? So I have 10,000 tabs open. Hollywood here. Let's do codes. The good old VS Codes in this thing. And we're going to see what's going on. So basically, we are in the master first, right? It's very important. We have all this junk open. Look at this. My to-do list and everything. Let's close all editors real quick. Let's open up a terminal. Damn, so many lag. It is what it is. I think I have 6 VS Code things open. So we are in the master. The first thing you're going to do is basically you're going to check out another branch, right? So you're going to say no need for the Git user interface. That's we don't use that stuff. So we're going to use git checkout -b. And to be honest, there are a lot of GitHub, Git gurus, and you need to name it like this, and you need to name it like that, and shut the fuck up. You can name this whatever you want. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the code you produced. Is it going to solve something? Is it going to benefit? Is it going to whatever? That's the most important thing, right? And let the other guys just live in their fantasy. Ignore them because they still make 70K, which is nothing, right? So git checkout -b. We're gonna say fix child. You could do. Sometimes I do this for, most of the time. npm/fix child. Fix child bit. Fix child spawn. Fix bit child spawn. Boom. Look at this. What a nice branch name. Right. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to open up an engine test, right? That's important because this is a production. Well, this is basically a used product, so we cannot break stuff, right? So the first thing we're going to do basically is make a test real quick. Boom. That's fine. So we know we are in a good state. Test restarts. That's good. We could place a test above here. So we're going to say func test spawn child pit. And to be honest, do we need to do it in engine? I think we have something like the context, not this context. We're going to have a context, this one, which is basically responsible for spawning child. Look at this, context spawn child. So we're going to basically open up the context test actually like this, and we're going to move this test into context. And look at this, test child, that's fine. What we could do is basically, because there's already a test child, is enhance this test with the functionality, test the functionality here, or we make a new test here. So that's the thing. But this test is testing, what is it doing here? It's testing the children and everything. Let me see if we can, it doesn't matter. Let's do it again. Let's do it here. So we're gonna say, we first of all gonna make a new engine. So we can spawn stuff, right? Like that. Then we're gonna say spawn func. We can spawn functions. Func, c, context. Like this, and then we're gonna name this. This is gonna be the parent, right? It's gonna be parent, and we're also gonna say the child event is going to be a func c context, and we're gonna say doesn't actually matter. We're gonna open up this context here, and what we're gonna do in this parent, we're gonna say switch C message type. Can I please type? Yeah. Just like that. We're gonna say case started. Maybe stopped. We don't care about this, I think. What's going on? Did I make a mistake? Switch. Case started. It should be good, I think. Let's do stopped also. Who cares? What we're gonna do is, if we are started here, we're gonna spawn the child. So we're gonna say that the pit, right, is going to be the context spawn child, which is gonna be the child event, right? This child function. I'm gonna give it a name. We're gonna give this child. What's going on here actually? Child func. I'm so sorry. Spawn child func. We're gonna use funcs. That's easier to test. That's easy. It's much not easier, but it's easier to create. We need to write less. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is let's print out a spit to see what's going on, right? Println pit. And to be honest, we are in an asynchronous environment because we're spawning this stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to make here a wait group, which is going to be a sync wait group, right? And what we're going to do, this is the child function, not going to do anything right now. So we could do a nice var encapsulation of these variables here, boom. Even the child func can be a part of it. And then here we're going to say vg add, right, 1. And then when we have spawned the child, yada yada, have the pit, we're going to say vg done. And then we're going to say here, we're going to vg wait, right? It's important so we can see what's going on. So let's see if this is okay. All right, so we can see what's happening, right? So we basically start the parent, then we start the child, which is local child. The engine is telling us that child is the process is started, and then we print out the pit here. And that's not the behavior, right? So what we want to do, we want to test this. You could say this is TDD. Maybe technically, theoretically it is, but we are doing a PR we're doing open heart surgery. You need to understand that if you're doing PRs in a production, in a production, I always say production, in an open source project, you need to treat it like open heart surgery, right? So we want to make sure that everything is correct, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to assert here. Assert, we could do equal or require equal, doesn't matter, t. And what we want is basically, what is the expected bit? Let's say the expected bit is going to be, you need to understand, right? It's very important here. Where is my test? I cannot even, let's do it away. Let's run this test once again, right? So you need to understand this is local. This is the address, and the address is local. Why? Because we don't have a remote, right? We don't have a remote, and it doesn't even matter. This is being spawned locally. This process is not being spawned on a cluster. This is a local process, right? So what we expect is a new pit. So we're going to say actor new pit. And it's going to be, there is something like actor.local lookup adder, right? That's it. Look at this, local lookup adder. Actually, we don't need actor because we are in the same thing. Hollywood actor, we don't need that. Proto actor, we don't need that. What's going on? Oh, it's actor new pit. We don't care. It's because we are in we are in the same project, right? So this is local lookup adder, and then we expect this to be parent, right? The parent process and the child. That's the pit we expect. Why? Look at this. fmt println expected pit like this. So if we test, we're gonna see this is the expected pit. Local parent child, right? If we look back at the thing here, we're gonna expect here server foo, not address foo, but address server foo, because foo is a child of server. That makes sense, right? So that's the same shenanigans here. We're gonna have local parent child instead of local child. That's what we want. All right, so that's the expected pit. We could actually put it in here with all the rest of the boys. Look at this, how clean. And then we're going to assert here, assert equal t, we're going to expect the pit, and we're going to say the pit here, right? That's it. We're going to assert that. We're going to run this test, and it's going to work. It's working. Actually, to be honest, we cannot do this. Very important. Why? Because these are pointers. You can never compare pointers because you can't. It's not a good idea. So what we're going to do, instead of that, we're going to say assert true, and we're going to say expected pit dot equals pit. That's some stuff I'm adding in the pits here. If we open this thing, what's going on? Let me close this VS Code with the shenanigans. So if I'm open up pit here, we could say equal, let's search this here, equals, right? So what we do is we check if the address is the same and the pit is the same, the ID is the same, right? That's the name of the game. So let's test it again, and of course it's going to be false, right? So we're going to be, it should be true, yada, 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 right? But that's all fine. You could say, yeah, but now we don't see the exact strings, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. So how are we going to fix it? Now we have our test set up. We have our branch checked out. Everything is fine. Now we can actually see if we're going to fix it, yes or no. So something is wrong with my mic. What's going on here? Real quick, let me check it. Let me quickly, I think we're fine, to be honest. Something was weird in my headset, so it could be that I have 10,000 microphones connected, right? So sometimes it's recording my microphone and also the microphone of the laptop and everything, and that's inconsistent behavior. So how we're gonna do that, it's probably something in context, right? Because in context we are spawning our childs, right? Look at this, spawn child here. What do we have? We have well, it's a little bit bigger. Let's close all here, right? Spawn child. We make a new process. So these are basically, this is the name. Look at this. So what do we say? We make default options, right? And what are default options? This. So these are the options we have. And the default options, good question. Here. It's setting producer, max reset, inbox, middleware. That's fine. So it's not setting tags. It's not setting the name. So that's good. We don't need to be here. This is a new process. Options name is here. So I think we could fix it maybe here, right? So we're going to set the name of the child. So what we could do is we have the context here, which is going to be the parent context, right? And what we could do here is if we print, we could do an fmt println here, and we could do C context, and we can see what we have. We have children engine. I think we have access to the pit, right? So if I test this, I could run this, boom, and you can see local parent, right? So that's good that we know that. So the only thing we actually need to do is we take the ID here, right? We take the ID, because a pit has an address and an ID. Look at this. So pit is this. That's going to be pit. Wait, let's open up this thing. Boom, right? This is a pit address ID, right? You see this? Address, we don't care. Pit ID is important. So let's delete everything. So we need to be back in context like this, not this context. VS Code, please. The actor context like this. Here. So basically, we could say something like this. Parent ID is going to be this. And what we could do is something like parent ID. Actually, we could actually make it too much. Actually. We could do this plus, then we're going to say, we made a mistake in this test, because we say, no, we don't make a mistake. That's fine. We need to make sure that we cannot do this, right? That's problematic, because this is going to, look at this. Very important, guys. This actually gonna fix the test. You see? Because now we have local parent child. Perfectly fine, right? But that's not true. Oh, that's why my cell phone is doing so crazy stuff. Somebody's calling me. Just a second. Just a second, real quick. Yes, okay, cool. So, because we're almost there. The problem is, the test is passing, right? You see? Test is passing, perfectly fine. The problem is that if we do something like this, actor, no, we could say pit separator, right? We could say pit separator is going to be this one, right? If I do this right now, wait, what's going on? What is going on? All right, that's what I was talking. So let's say somebody in his code, what you could do in Hollywood is you could change the separator of your pits, right? So standard here is slash, right? You could do foo slash bar, right? But you could also have a pit like this, foo bar, right? And you could do Unicode character and everything, what do you want, right? So if we change the pit separator, it's not going to work. Why? Because we did this here, right? The slash here, but that's not true. So we need to do pit separator, right? That's what we need to do. And if we do it right now, everything is going to work perfectly fine, right? So let's keep that pit separator like this, right? So we know that it's going to work with a pit separator. That's perfectly fine. These option names this is also very good. So we could do a make test now. Make test. We fail. It could be, all right, we have a problem here. So registry test. All right, you see what's going on here. Somebody made a very bad test because we have a pit separator. Test get by name. So we need to fix that. That's because we set the pit separator here. So what we need to do basically is set it back to slash. For now, because this is so bad, right? Because we assume here, this test, myself assumed that I have this pet separator here. Actually, to be honest, we don't need that. What we could do is do it like that. So, but that's actually nasty. So I'm gonna actually do this. Set it back, right? And let's see what's going on right now. Probably some more no, it's fine. So everything is working. It's fine, right? So make test, everything is perfectly fine. You could say this pit separator is nasty, but it's not, right? So we're going to set the pit separator. Can I do? No, we can't, right? So I'm going to set the pit separator to this special thing, so we know it works for every separator. So this test is actually a little bit meh, but hey, don't care about that. We are fixing one issue, and it's this one. And then after our test is complete, we set the pit separator back, so everybody that basically made bad tests is going to, not going to break, right? So we're going to do it again here. We're going to make test, so we are sure. Boom, everything is actually working. It takes a little bit of time because we need to test the remote and all that stuff. That's good. So we're going to say git. We don't need to add. I always do an add, but don't need to. We're going to say git commit. We're going to say fixed child pit after spawning from context. And we're going to actually, what a good practice always to do is to open up this issue thingy. It's going to be 6. I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to say something like this. I'm going to actually do this, right? 6. Or maybe we're going to do it like this. Fixed percentage 6. So annoying here, man. I'm at 60% bullshit thingies. Alright, fixed 6 child pit after spawning from parent. Boom. And then we're going to say git push origin. It's going to be ndm fix thingy. People really need me. It's crazy. That's so annoying. Alright, now we're going to check out here at Hollywood. So we're going to see that we have a PR here. So we're going to compare and create pull request. So we're going to say fixed child pit after spawning from parent. There is no explanation, to be honest. Just create the pull request. And that's it. And now you need to wait until your tests are basically building. And then what's going to happen is that myself is going to review it. And I'm going to merge it if it's good. Right. That's it. That's how you do contribute to open source, especially contributing to Hollywood if you want. Hey, if you like the video I'm providing to you, please consider subscribing, give me a thumbs up, and leave some questions in the comments. Thanks for watching. And I'm looking forward to see you in the next video. Cheers.